Puebla, and today we are going to Cholula to see what is the biggest pyramid in the entire world by volume, not by height. And so when you see it, it's not as big as some of the ones in Egypt as far as height go, but as far as volume, the base and all that, it's the biggest pyramid in the entire world. Construction started, I think it was around 200 BC, and the main time that it was completed and up and running was right around 2,000 years ago, and it's just been added on to throughout the years ever since. So it's about 25-30 minute car ride from here, so we're going to cue the Uber and head that way. I don't know if this is him or not. Yeah, it is. Alright, so this is where our entrance is. I'll let y'all know what the entrance fee is. I didn't even look it up online, so. Okay, so that was kind of unexpected. So the tour of the archaeological site is actually closed because of COVID. So I don't know exactly what that means as far as what we'll be able to see as far as the archaeological sites and parts of the pyramid itself, but the cathedral on the top is open, so we are going to get to see that. And it does look like we're able to see a little bit of the archaeological site around like this. Not sure how close we can get to these. So this incline right here is actually the pyramid itself, and so I know you might look at this and be like, this looks like a hill, and it kind of does, but it's just because it's all grown over, which is actually why they didn't even really know about it for a long time. So it kind of remained hidden, but originally they didn't even know that that it existed when the Spaniards got here, supposedly. It's pretty crazy when you get up here and see just how much altitude we've gained from street level, and that this was all built by hand is pretty crazy. It just goes to show how big this pyramid was. Of course, now being covered in dirt, it just looks like a hill, but when it was originally built and was all rock, it's probably pretty impressive looking. So at the top we have this cathedral that was built right on top of the pyramid, and this is common throughout Mexico. You'll see that a lot of the after the Spanish came and moved into what is now Mexico, there was a lot of Mayan temples, and the Spanish kind of just built cathedrals on top of all those, or destroyed them and built them in their place. And it's kind of common throughout Mexico to see that. So yeah, just being up here and seeing how high up we are, that's pretty impressive. That this whole hill or pyramid was built by hand, you know. It wasn't just a dirt hill. So that would have took who knows how long to build that. So this cathedral that you see here was started in 1594 and was completed in 1666 and was actually built with materials off of the pyramid. I guess a lot of the rock, and probably a lot of the rocks and stones and stuff that was part of the pyramid was used to build this. So we're gonna go inside in a minute, but first I want to go check out this observation deck over here. I'm not sure what that is right down there. I haven't seen that on maps or anything, so I might head there next and check that out. So what we're not going to get to see apparently is the tunnels and the rooms that's right below us inside the pyramid, and those are all closed because of COVID. So, which I was kind of surprised, because most other places around here are open. Things have kind of gone back to normal, but I guess they've just never opened this back up. So that's pretty unfortunate. I was looking forward to that, but so one thing interesting about Puebla is it's said to have 365 churches, one for every day of the year. And it seems like some people say that that's inaccurate, and then a lot of them say that that's true, but I'm sure over the years more have been built, so that's probably not exactly the number anymore. But at one time supposedly they had right at that amount, so that's pretty interesting. We're gonna go inside this one and take a look around. Impressive architecture, just like all the cathedrals in Mexico. Really cool to see. So now the only thing left to do before we head to our next location is throw the drone in the air and see what this thing looks like from above. Alright, so we're heading down now. It's unfortunate we didn't get to actually see the actual archaeological site, but except for this little bit over here off the side of this hill, the one you saw earlier anyway. So I don't really know much about what this cathedral is off over here, but we're gonna head over there and check that out, and maybe it's open. We can go inside and look around the outside of it a little bit. Kind of reminds me of a fort or something, but it doesn't say anything about being anything from the war times or anything like that. So I don't know if it actually is some type of fort and it's just a cathedral now, or if it's just designed like that. But anyway, we're gonna go check it out and see what it looks like. There's you kind of an overall view of it from back here. I don't remember what the dimensions of the base were. I'll try to put it down here below. So anyway, we're going to carry on to that other cathedral, and I will see you all there. So a little bit of Googling, and this cathedral we're going to was actually never a fort. It just kind of looked like that from up on top of the pyramid, so I assumed it might have some type of history with that, but it actually doesn't. So anyway, it was built in 1540, and so we're going to walk a couple blocks here and go check that out and see if the inside is open. The streets around this area are really nice. I guess this is a lot bigger than it looks. Coming around the side, there's a whole other building that goes this way, but it doesn't look like it's open, so probably won't be able to see the inside of that one. So anyway, we're gonna find us some lunch. It's around lunchtime now, so I guess I will Google some places to eat and see what kind of restaurants there is to find. There's a really neat downtown area down here, and a lot to see, it looks like, so there's probably some good restaurants somewhere right around this area within walking distance. So I'll get on Google and see what I can find as far as food goes, and go from there. Alright, so I was located right in the plaza for Cholula. It's called Don Pastor, and that meal that you saw was $5, and so pretty good price for what it is, especially in the plaza, because a lot of things in the plaza are marked up. But pretty good food. They were out of the main things we wanted, but tacos are still good. And welcome to our last stop of the day. Is well, what a lot of people call a mini volcano, which is actually not. It's just an inactive geyser, but it looks kind of like a mini volcano, so a lot of the locals call it that, supposedly. And I think there is a staircase, from what I was seeing online, that lets you go down into the middle of it. So in the year 1000, the actual volcano that's right here outside of Puebla erupted, which I don't really understand how, but somehow formed this. And so this was kind of formed from that around the year 1000. And I don't know if it's been an active water geyser at some point, or whether it's just always kind of been inactive. I don't really know, but either way, it's pretty cool how they have this to where you can go down inside of it. So it looks like there's a type of lake down in the bottom. Not really a lake, but some water anyway. Kind of reminds me of the cenotes in Yucatan. And 56 feet later, we arrive at the bottom. So I did forget to mention the entrance fee for this is 73 cents. So, and there's not a whole lot to see. It's interesting if you're around this part. So if you're somewhere around this area of town, it's probably worth stopping in and checking out. Other than that, it's not anything real big, but still pretty cool to see. So. And that pretty well wraps up this vlog. Just a little bit of wandering around today. We'll probably be here for probably another week. That about wraps this one up. So I will see y'all on the next one.